Buffy gets therapized. Who is this mysterious angel? He's a lot like Edward Cullen, but with more muscles and less sparkles, but equal amounts of hair gel. Mended light. So for what it's worth, I think Buffy's way better than Twilight, but there are similarities. Angel is, to his name, something of a guardian angel for the first few episodes of season 1. He's looking out for Buffy, he's watching her back, and he's also directing her towards the battles she needs to fight and giving her warnings. But she doesn't know what his deal is, she just knows that he's oh so hot. So they just get back to her house after a scrape with some vampires, and here we go.
It's alright. A vampire can't come in unless it's invited.
I've heard that before, but I've never put it to the test. I'll go get some bandages. Just take your jacket and your shirt off.
It's a little on the nose there, Buffy. I mean, yes, he needs medical attention, so it's all above board, but she just says that a little too casually. Like she's not immediately gonna check him out.
Nice tattoo. I was lucky you came along. How did you happen to come along?
I live nearby. I was just out walking.
So, you weren't following me? I just had this feeling you were.
Why would I do that?
Don't be coy, Angel.
You tell me.
She's the Slayer and you like danger.
A guy that appears out of nowhere. I'm not saying I'm not happy about it tonight, but if you are hanging around, I'd like to know why.
Maybe I like you.
Maybe.
Whew. Joyce, getting back just in the nick of time. Guard your carnal treasure, Buffy.
A lot of weird people outside at night. I just feel better with you safe and sound inside. You must be beat.
Just a great line from Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
Little gallery, but you've no idea.
Well, then why don't you go upstairs and get into bed and I can bring you some hot tea?
That's sweet. What'd you do?
Can a daughter just be concerned about her mother?
Hi.
Hi.
You know, I'm glad he put his shirt back on, though. Otherwise, that could have been a very different entrance.
My mom. Mom, this is Angel. We ran into each other on the way home.
Nice to meet you.
What do you do, Angel?
He's a student. First year community college. Angel's been helping me with my history. You know, I've been toiling there.
And Buffy's a sophomore in high school.
I'm gonna go to bed. And, Buffy?
I'll say goodnight and do the same.
It was nice to meet you.
Joyce being respectful, but also suspicious.
We'll hook up soon and do that study thing.
How does Joyce not know? Joyce was a teenager. How is she not suspicious of Buffy's extra loud goodbye?
Look, I don't want to get you in any more trouble.
And I don't want to get you dead. They could still be out there. So, two of us, one bed.
Oh, darn.
Doesn't work.
It could.
Why don't you take the bed? You know, you're wounded.
I'll take the floor.
No, that's not.
Believe me, I've had worse.
Such a gentleman.
Then why don't you check and see if the Fang Gang is still loitering and, keep your back turned while I change.
Yep. And Angel's going to be more respectful about it than she was. He's actually not going to turn an ogle.
Chosen one. It's my job to fight guys like that. What's your excuse?
Somebody has to.
Well, what does your family think of your career choice?
They're dead.
Was it vampires?
It was.
Little
Sorry.
stammer there, Angel.
A while ago.
Is it vampires?
No, this is a vengeance gig for you.
It's a vampire.
You even look pretty when you go to sleep.
Changing the subject.
When I wake up, it's an entirely different story.
It's a nice little bit of realism. Everybody wakes up a mess. Everybody wakes up like Anna in Frozen, just...
Sleep tight.
Okay, so going behind mom's back, typical teenager thing to do.
Do you snore?
I don't know. It's been a long time since anybody's been in a position to let me know.
Technically, according to the lore, he shouldn't. So here's, so far, nothing too shady. Definitely crackling with sexual chemistry. The issue here for me is not Buffy, it's Angel. Because Angel knows who he is, he knows what he is, and he knows how old he is. He also knows that he's keeping that from Buffy. And to his credit, he wanted to leave, and when she says they might still be out there, that's all valid. I mean, these aren't normal circumstances. He literally could be torn limb from limb if he leaves the house, because it would be 3-on-1. I get it. There are plot mechanics keeping him there. I'm just saying it's rough. Because on the other hand, he could come clean and tell her everything about himself right now, and now he's stuck in the house and she'd be terrified, or she would throw him out. So I get it. Like, this is good writing. This is good writing where characters do things that they wouldn't normally do but maintain their integrity because of the circumstances, but they're also forced together so they get to share some space, draw even closer together. Like, not bad, not bad. Next night, Buffy comes back from school and hunting, I guess.
Angel?
Hey,
This is a great scene.
Brought you some dinner. It's a little plateless, sorry.
Blood sausage. How did you know?
So, what'd you do all day?
I read a little and just thought about a lot of things. Buffy,
My diary? You read my diary?
He didn't say that.
It's not okay. A diary is like a person's most private place. You don't even know what I was writing about. Hunk can mean a lot of things, bad things. And when it says that your eyes are penetrating, I meant to write bulgy.
Buffy.
And A doesn't even stand for angel for that matter. It stands for Ahmed, a charming foreign exchange student. So that whole fantasy part has nothing to even do with you at all.
Your mother moved your diary when she came in to straighten up. I watched her from the closet. I didn't read it, I swear.
Oh.
I did a lot of thinking today. I really can't be around you. Because when I am...
Hey, no big. Water. Over the bridge.
All I can ever
Under
think
the
about
bridge,
is how
over
badly
the
I
dam.
want to
think
kiss
it's-
you.
Kiss me?
I'm older than you, and this can't ever...
Yeah, and not just like freshman and junior college older than you.
How much older?
I should.
Go. You said.
Okay, this is on Buffy, but at the same time, teenagers, hormones. She wants to, he wants to, it's all consensual. But she didn't get an answer to how much older. And in fairness, the law is going to be the least of either of their problems. Whoa. Easy.
What? What's wrong?
Whoopsie. Oh, man.
What happened?
Nothing. I saw a shadow.
What was it, Michael Myers? So one of the most difficult things about being a human, for a lot of people, not your typical ace person, asexual, doesn't feel a strong sexual drive or draw. And so, but for a lot of people is sexual attraction. It can be potent, can be overwhelming, and can be difficult to control. And there's a tug of war between doing what our values hold to be right in terms of how we treat other people, what sex means to us, and then just kind of the baser side of, well, this is just what I want, and it doesn't really matter who gets hurt or what happens because, man, this is a strong, intoxicating cocktail. And what Angel needed to do and didn't do the moment she took a step towards him is he needed to say, I'm sorry, I want to, but I can't, and leave. But he didn't, he hung around. Why? Because of that potent cocktail. Buffy never got an answer to how much older he is, and he knows that he's a couple 100 years older than her. So now Buffy thinks he's a vampire on the hunt, gotta bring him down, and he's framed. Joyce, Buffy's mom, gets bitten by another vampire, and Angel is framed for it. And Buffy now just wants to take his ass down. Sorry if it's cropped a little weird. I get these clips from YouTube and sometimes they're not formatted the best.
Come on. Don't go soft on me now. A little wide.
Why? Why didn't you just attack me when you had the chance? Was it a joke? To make me feel for you and then... I killed a lot of vampires. I've never hated one before.
Feels good, doesn't it? Feels simple.
I invited you into my home and then you attacked my family.
Why not? I killed mine. I killed their friends and their friends' children. For 100 years, I offered an ugly death to everyone I met. And I did it with a song in my heart.
What changed?
Fed on a girl about your age. Beautiful. Dumb as a post. But a favorite among her clan.
Her clan?
The Romani. Gypsies. The elders conjured the perfect punishment for me. They restored my soul.
What, they were all out of boils and blinding torment?
When you become a vampire, the demon takes your body, but it doesn't get your soul. That's gone. No conscience, no remorse. It's an easy way to live. You have no idea what it's like to have done the things I've done. And to care. I haven't fed on a living human being since that day.
So you started with my mom?
I didn't bite her.
And why didn't you say something?
But I wanted to. I can walk like a man, but I'm not one. I wanted to kill you tonight.
There's a lot of themes here that we also find in the Twilight books and movies. Falling for a dangerous man who admits that he's killed, that he still wants to kill you. I mean, maybe you've seen our cinema therapy video on this where we're telling Bella to run. When she says, I don't care what you've done, we're like, why? So why is Buffy different? I think largely because Buffy as a character has a lot more autonomy than Bella, and I say this not to insult the Twilight fans who are watching. I just think Buffy has a lot more agency. She exercises free will. She refuses to be pushed around and walked on, and every choice that she makes is a choice that she makes, not one that's made for her. And in this case, she's seeing the evidence of change in Angel, of who he's been this whole time. The fact that he could have hurt her and he didn't. And she sees that as evidence that she's willing to trust him. Everybody has a past on some level or another. And those who don't have pasts are on their way to having one. We've all done things that we regret. The real measure and the real issue is when you feel that remorse, do you use that as fuel for change? Angel did. Once his soul was restored to him, he couldn't bring himself to do those awful things anymore because he cared, because he had compassion, because he felt guilt. And that can be a healthy, beautiful thing if it motivates you to change. And that is why Buffy is choosing to trust him. That is why she puts the bow down. It's not simple, blind, romantic love. It's recognizing her job is to kill all of these undead, soulless creatures, and he is not a soulless creature. And so she pivots to seeing and having compassion for this living being before her who's wrestling with the darker side of his nature, but keeps choosing the lighter side.
So, no word from Angel?
Nah. It's weird, though. In his way, I feel like he's still watching me.
Well, in a way he sort of is. In the way of that he's right over there.
In the way that he is watching you.
But I don't need to watch because I'm not threatened. I'm just gonna look this way.
Good, Xander. It's not your business anyways. I love this scene though.
I just wanted to see if you were okay, Mother.
We're both good. You?
If I can go a little while without getting shot or stabbed, I'll be all right. Look, this can't
Ever be anything. I know. For one thing, you're like 224 years older than I am.
Yeah. It's hard to consent with that big of a gap.
I gotta walk away from this.
I know. Me too. One of us has to go here.
I know.
It's a beautiful, hard to say goodbye moment, and this is an example of love. Because love isn't just the butterflies in your stomach, it's not your heart pounding, your palms sweating, your desire to kiss or hold or bed somebody. Love is a desire to do right by somebody.
Nothing.
Well, as long as they're not kissing.
Willow's enjoying the show though. It's a desire to do right by somebody. She's got a job to do, and he's only going to distract her.
You okay?
It's just...
Painful.
But also she's a minor, and he's an adult
See you around?
by a very wide margin. There's a cool little detail though, the cross that she's wearing. Since he's a vampire and they just hugged and kissed, burns right in there. But also marks him. You know, if the cross is symbolic of good, is symbolic of repentance, is symbolic of redemption, then that is the story of Angel, and that's what's going to continue on through this series and his own show. That's a good question. Should I cover the Angel show as well once we get there? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts. So what would I do if I had these two in therapy? They got there without my help. Because I always believe that it's not just about following your heart, it's about following your mind and doing the right thing by yourself and by the people you care about. It's not just the pheromones. And I love that Angel and Buffy, even though they have strong feelings for each other, ultimately choose to do the right thing by one another in this episode, in this scene. Now, I got a lot more Buffy videos coming your way. What are some scenes and some moments that you would love for me to break down and talk about on this segment? Let me know in the comments below. If you've been following this channel or my life for a while, you know that I know something about relationships that end, but end gracefully and beautifully with mutual respect and love for one another. To that end, I want to direct you to a very personal video, our story, what we wish we would have done differently, which you can see right here on screen, or there is a link in the description. Until next time, folks, keep shining. We need your light.